This is my favorite segment, and we're going to play a fun game. I'm so excited about this one. Okay, I really.
You should collate every time you say I'm so excited.
No, I actually am, and we can collate that too. Okay, so this game is called. Everything kind of throws me back to like episode 1, like relationship advice and no fish in the sea and TikTok therapy. Quite interesting. The game is called Is It a Green Flag or Is It Delulu? See, I'm incorporating.
I don't know what Delulu means.
It means
I've
like
never heard of that word before today.
Delulu equals red flag, you millennial. Anyway, so yes,
Okay.
Delulu.
I'm too old.
I don't think I've ever used the word Delulu.
I've never heard you ever say Delulu.
Exactly. I just still think it's Delulu to use. Anyway, so I'm going to read out a statement.
My new Reddit post. My partner uses the word Delulu. Should I end the relationship immediately?
Someone comments, leave her. She's not worth it. Emotional baggage, so much labor. Anyways, all the buzzwords. Okay, so I'm basically going to read out a hot take, and you're going to either mark it as green flag or Delulu, which, as I said, is equivalent to
What if
red
I
flag.
think it's neither, or do I have to choose one of the buckets?
You have to choose what you're leaning towards.
Okay.
So an estimate, and you have to give me a reason why. Okay,
But
so
you have to also give your view and reason.
of course. Okay, here we go. The first one. If he doesn't text back within 5 minutes, he's emotionally unavailable.
Green flag. You know why? They have purpose and ambition in their life. Maybe they could be lazy too, but I'm gonna go with the green flag. They're doing something else. They're adding value to the world, to society. People reply back when they reply back, you know?
I feel like emotionally unavailable is quite strong to use. Maybe they are emotionally available, but they're just not available at the time to see your message.
Yeah, what if I'm in the shower? Like, you know, like I'm still available. I'm emotionally available.
Yeah, I feel like those
I'm just
very
not there.
strong words
Yeah.
to use. All right, so
Did
you're
you get
going.
this from Reddit? Did someone say this?
Yeah, so a few of these have been plucked out from Reddit.
Oh, God.
So you're going green flag on the first one, or Delulu. I think it's Delulu.
Wait, you think it's a red flag?
Well, yeah, because
Like, who's the red flag?
well, the person saying this,
Ah, yeah.
I don't think they're emotionally unavailable. I just think they're unavailable.
Exactly. I think you're adding a lot of loaded language
Are
there.
busy paying the bills.
So,
Right.
so we're deluluing the statement person.
That's right.
Okay.
The hot take.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
sorry, I should have been a bit more clearer.
That's all right.
Second, I won't date someone who doesn't journal.
I mean, you do what you want. I mean, like,
Is journal a requirement now?
I wouldn't call it either green flag or delulu, but if I had to say it's delulu, because you're probably limiting yourself too much. You've got to, you know, not swim in the lake. You got to swim in the ocean.
Wow, that's a good line.
Thank you. So like,
swim in the lake and not the ocean.
The other way around.
Oh, swim in the ocean and not the lake.
That's right. There's less fish in the lake, so you got to go to the ocean and swim there. Yeah.
What if I, kind of flip it back and maybe it's better being in the lake because you've got more of a refined selection?
It's well, I would say that you're trying to find someone, and if there's less fish in the lake, you might not find anyone.
I feel like that's a little bit strange in the sense that if you won't date someone, sorry, who doesn't journal, I'm not going to say your expectations are unrealistic. I think they are slightly getting out of hand, respectfully. Anyways, third, he has female friends. That's a boundary for me.
I think it's Delulu.
Delulu,
yes, because
I'm going to turn the lights on, but you can tell our viewers what your reasoning is.
Sure thing. I think it is a bit delulu to expect someone to eliminate themselves from half the population in terms of having friends. I mean, sure, you can have boundaries with those friends themselves and like what you do with those friends, but I think just having a friend of the different gender, I don't think that is. I mean, you can enforce it, don't get me wrong, and that's up to you and that's your prerogative, but I think that like I said, you're probably limiting yourself a bit too much if you did do that, if you ask me.
I'm also quite confused when they say that's a boundary for me. Let me just
You want to
step
come
back
back
in.
in
I am.
frame?
I kind of felt a bit alone on the side. I feel like it is a little confusing because what do you mean it's a boundary for you? Isn't it also a boundary for him as well?
As in, like, you can't.
You can't speak to anyone else but those known
I'm
friends.
the only female/male you can talk to. Depends on
Quite
who.
interesting. Wow, there's a lot of light.
Yeah.
My eyes. Anyways, so did you say you're going to Lulu on this one
I
for
am
sure?
going a Delulu on this one.
Fabulous. All right, the next one. He didn't get me flowers on our second date, and that equals to low effort. Completely Delulu. Surely.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's Delulu? Fuck, if I did that, you'd say the same thing.
If you paid for my meal, I would be honored.
Okay.
But I don't know how, look, I don't
Flowers on
know
the
how
second
the
date. I
dating
don't know.
works.
Yes.
Maybe,
And the flowers on the second date. I don't think it's mandatory. I would also probably say
yeah, I feel like maybe a few dates in. The second date, you're still getting to know the
yeah.
person. Maybe you don't even know if they have allergies to flowers. Like, you can't be sure.
Exactly. It's all about safety and
Shocking TikTok and Reddit. All right, so if they don't go to therapy, I won't even consider dating them. I think that's a you thing, but it really depends on who you're dating. If it's a complete psycho, please leave.
the more money they spend on therapy, the less money they spend on you. So
Whoa.
Delulu.
Oh, that's the hot take right there. All right. All right, Sags, the next one. Oh god, this sounds like me.
Okay, let's hear it. I don't know.
Wait, you didn't look at these, huh?
No, I haven't looked at these.
He should just know what I'm feeling. I don't have to explain it.
It's obviously a green flag.
I'm not talking on this one.
Obviously, it's a very sensible idea that the person you're dating should know everything about you without you saying a word. That's very rational and logical.
Yeah, I think there's like a line of like, I don't want to say common sense. I don't want to say that. Like, if a person is frowning and they look sad, or like, if you rock up to a reservation like 15, 20 minutes late, of course that is going to be saddening or frustrating to the other person on the date. But I also do consider the other side of it, where if you have been seeing this person for like 3, 4 years, been together with them for that amount of time, surely there's like this reasonable expectation or known feeling that you'll get what they're feeling. Not all, but maybe some. Moving on before things get a little spicy. Okay. He should just. Oh, no, sorry. That's the wrong one. If she doesn't get along with my dog, it's a deal breaker. What?
Yeah, that's a green. That's a logical statement to make
That's
as well.
probably the best non-Delulu one I've ever come across. Absolutely.
Yes, I will. I will. I think that's very important.
And plus, like, it's kind of like any family friends, or even like if you owned like a fish or a cat or a giraffe, like you're always going to have to be around them. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, you can't ask them to sell their pet or something. It's
Yeah.
very.
That's sad if you have to hide your pet every time. I won't date someone who doesn't have a skincare routine.
Why does this all sound like you?
Oh, I didn't know shots were being fired today. Hey, I'm just colloquially. I haven't said that word in a while. Colloquially.
You're colloquially. Colloquially. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
What's the question?
I won't date someone who doesn't have a skincare routine. I feel like it really depends on the person.
You know what? Green flag this one too.
Oh.
You people have hygiene standards, and I think it's fair to enforce them. Maybe this is too far. Honestly, a lot of these I'll be in the middle. I'm like, you do what you want, but if I have to lean one direction, I will lean.
Yeah, and I don't think a routine necessarily means like a 12-step process. I just think that if they wake up and they wash their face and then put on whatever desired cream or whatever, that's more than enough, right?
But I will also say some people actually have no idea, and maybe you should give them a chance.
Exactly right.
So
Exactly right. Don't be so rude. Anyways, okay. If he doesn't post me on socials, he's hiding something. Okay, can I speak to this? I think that's completely Delulu. In the sense that some men or women, is it saying he or he? Some men,
It's gender neutral. You can say
I was
whatever.
gonna say, I'm like, I'm just
Either
waiting
way,
for
either
you
way,
to say.
either way.
I'm just gonna say some people, especially nowadays, are diverting away from being on social media. Just like this co-host over here, he is not on socials, and that doesn't mean that he is not into me. I would hope, or he's hiding something. It
I actually have 1 million accounts on the relationship advice
actually,
page. Yeah,
really,
yeah. I just spammed
oh,
that page with
dude,
mine.
that's the user big dog 243 that I was reading the other day. Anyways, no, I think that this is quite unreasonable of an assumption. They're not hiding something. Maybe they just don't want to be in the social media scape. They're not even missing out being on social media.
Yeah, plenty of reasons. They're not hiding you. They're hiding themselves.
All right. I need someone who matches my emotional intensity from day one. What do you define as emotional intensity? Like you have
This
the
is
scale of
Delulu.
nice or Delulu. Crazy.
This is Delulu. This sounds like something Delulu people will say. I've never used the word Delulu again apart from this podcast.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I absolutely agree on this one. I think that it's also a you kind of thing I'm leaning towards. Like, I don't know what you think of emotional intensity. I think your partner can support you in times of like doubt or like you're feeling down. But if you're constantly raging, Drew is like, what's going on here? Sounds a little similar. I feel like if you're constantly like up there, Delulu crazy psycho status, that is a you problem. Respectfully, as I will add always. And the final hot take, Drew. See, this one is a bit crazy. I won't date her unless she has my star sign.
You,
Isn't that coming into our podcast where people are like, oh, they're a Leo, they're XYZ because they're a Leo? Like, no one cares.
I won't offend people who like star signs.
We like star signs, but stop making assumptions.
Look at it. Like I said, if I had to lean, it is a bit Delulu. I mean, like I said, you can believe what you want, but you're narrowing the pool of people you can be with. And like I said, you've got to build a broad tent of
Mm.
people
I
rather
have,
than narrowing it
I have
down.
a question for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Would you rather your criteria be based on whether a person journals or not, or whether they're your star sign? I feel like star signs are semi reasonable.
I'd rather star signs because you know what? That we probably have like similar birthdays and we can like be more efficient with planning.
With pricing. Just buy one birthday
You can take
cake.
leave at the same time. You can have, you can have two birthdays like very close by together. Think of all the efficiency gains. I actually look that one. I can see some logic.
Not a bad idea. You raise good points. Well, our birthdays aren't too far apart, so maybe we can consider doing that. Got a wedding to plan. So, anyways, and that was the game, Drew. It seems like a majority became Delulu, so I guess the only reasonable one is the dog hot take, of course.
The dog and skincare. I think.
Is that it? Mm,
Wow.
yeah. Wow. Okay. Well,
Maybe I just have low standards.
I gotta make them high again.